Hello guys. So I made this short discussion for your review for our exam for our first grading. So this is just an overview on the different types of sampling that you could do. So I know you already have types of sampling. However, you could revisit your sampling no after this discussion. So hopefully at the end of the discussion, we could just take note, no, the applications of how sampling is important in research. So, guys, that's why we do statistics. Is if we could apply what we have, kaya tayo nagsa-statistics, is if the result are significant, is we could apply it to our population, no? So, sampling, mamaya. So, yan, the applications of sampling in health research, different sampling concepts, the difference between probability and non-probability design. Yan. So, which one is better? And describe the procedures in implementing the probability sampling design. So when is sampling done in health research? So number one is to sample individuals to determine the health status, mental health status of an individual. If the health measures, meaning yung mga health program, effective ba? Letter B, sampling of health facilities and institutions. So, some of you will get documents from health facilities. However, yung iba, isang health facility lang, ano? And yung variable natin, yung years that they documented in that specific health facility. Pero good yung mga pupunta sa different health facility, no? So, yun. Sampling of communities. Yan, amazing. That a lot of you guys are going to the different barangays in Baguio and outside Baguio. And some sampling of non-human population, like getting water samples, yung mga phytoremediation dyan, mga bacterial, antimicrobial, yung mga ACE inhibitor, yan, shout out sa inyo, no? So the advantages of sampling because the whole population, right? Yan. So thousands of um, respondents are difficult to handle, especially bachelor level pa lang kayo, no? That's why, so that we could easily manage yung mga respondents natin, we sample, no? Instead of thousands of respondents, hundreds na lang. So, it is cheaper, it's faster because we're bound in a time frame, better quality of information can be collected. Yan, kasi nga, since mas konti, mas madali sila i-handle, more comprehensive data may be obtained. So, yun yung use ng statistics. If the data that we have obtained is we could generalize it to the wider range of population. It is the only possible method when the procedure is destructive. Ooh. Right. So definition, term, so population is the entire group of individuals. So mahirap i-sample ang buong Pilipinas. Ano, mahirap mag-research ng buong Pilipinas. So we just get a target population, a smaller sampling population, no? Ideally, sabi dito, the target population should be the same as the sampling population. However, there are certain instances that when there is a gap between the two, ano ba yan? Resulting from limited resources, yun, and other field realities like being time-bound. When this occurs, it is important is for the investigator to determine the extent and direction of the bias created by the gap between target and sampling population. So, um, getting the sample, the correct sample is so important, no? And because we want that our current sample will reflect our population. However, sometimes there would be bias here. So we want to reduce that bias, no? So what else? So elements or elementary unit, an object or a person in which a measurement is actually taken. Sampling unit, which are chosen in selecting the sample. So mamaya, I'll show you different sample units. And sampling frame, a listing or any other material like spot maps and aerial photographs which shows or accounts for the target population. It is a collection of sampling units. So, sampling frame, yan. Ang maganda yung sinabi niya, spot maps. Actually, may spot maps sa mga barangay, ano? So, aerial photographs. Sometimes aerial photographs are taken from geographic information systems. Yan. So, minsan, based sa information system, o saan mataas ang cases ang dengue. Yan. So, doon tayo humanap ng mga sampling units. So, we have types of sampling design. First, we have probability and non-probability sampling design. No, so the non-probability. What is non-probability sampling design? The probability of which each member of the sampling population to be selected in the sample is difficult to determine or cannot be specified. Hence, the reliability of resulting estimates of the sample results cannot be assessed. The external validity of the results become an issue. Example of non-probability sampling designs. Yan. Sabi niya, the probability of each member of the sample to be selected in this sample is difficult to determine. Yan. So, I mean, um, here there's no randomization. Yan. So, external validity, yun yung disadvantage ng non-probability sampling design. That sometimes the validity could be questioned based on your sampling. Ganon. So, you should place why you should pakilagay ha. You should justify why you have chose that type of sampling, no? So when I did my thesis was about blood donors in Baguio City. So what I did is convenience sampling because my donors are blood donors and it is during the time of COVID. So anyone who was donating blood during that time, I got them as a respondent in my study. Yan. So I did not do any randomization, ganyan. Walang lottery, ganyan because only a few people were donating that time, no? So I don't have a choice but to get everyone who was available during that time. So, so unless you know your target population, it's hard to find or you truly have a specific person that you are trying to find, then non-probability sampling design could be good for you. Example, purposive sampling. So, when the and purposive and judgment sampling. So, the researchers will be the one to decide who will be the one who will be the part of their study, who are the appropriate respondents for their study. Yan. So, yan. Parang almost the same yung purposive and judgment. Yan. So, purposive, your respondents are specific demographic, ganyan. Maybe, they're difficult to find, ganon. Pero kunyari kung mga estudyante, guys, sa UB, kung puwedeng, kung puwedeng probability sampling design, go naman 'no, because they are not an unstable population, 'yan. You could find them, they're I mean, they're there, ano, marami naman sila. Kung marami sila 'no, use probability sampling design. 'Pag purposive sampling, kunyari, you're only targeting foreign students in University of Baguio. So, talagang purposive 'yun, 'no. So, because there are only limited foreign students in UB. Convenience sampling or sampling or accidental sampling, 'yan. So, convenient, so ito yung you're just going kunyari, medical laboratory science students, you'll just go to classroom and whatever closest classroom that you could reach, they are your respondents already, 'yan. So, yun ang pinaka-ano, talagang so, kung puwede mo ka namang mag-cluster sampling, ako yun yung ire-recommend ko, cluster sampling, especially 'pag mga estudyante, mas madali yun. I'll talk about it later, 'no? And actually, doing probability sampling could be difficult, but I but ano naman, at least there's no question on external validity. Yan. So we have snowball technique or referral sampling. So if your target population are hard to find, example, homeless people or mga tawag dun, transferees, yan. So you could ask people if they know anyone and they will refer you to someone, ganyan. So yan, snowball technique. They will recommend someone that they know, kunyari mga people who has like chronic conditions, ganyan, they will refer someone. Example, kunyari, meron yung mga students na ano yun, they have the high risk pregnancy. Yeah, they could ask a person they know if they could refer anyone. So, snowball technique yun, no? So, what are probability sampling designs? The rules and procedures for selecting sample and estimating the parameters are explicitly and rigidly specified. So, pag sa non-probability, I mean, it's explicitly and rigidly specified rin, no? But sometimes it's also in the judgment of the researchers. So, pag ito, probability, hindi, no? The reliability of the resulting estimates can be determined. Most quantitative studies use probability sampling design. So, components of a sampling design where, no? So, yan, yung iba within the university, yung iba outside university, iba outside Baguio. Who? So, who are involved in your study? Yan. So, yan, especially 'pag vulnerable population 'no, yung children, itong mga senior citizen ako guys, please, you represent University of Baguio 'no, treat them with respect 'no, mas lalo na pupunta pa kayo sa mga barangay hall ha. So the question is, what is your sample size? So you could use sample calculators, ang rami ng sample calculators 'no, sa internet on how to compute your sample size. So, what's the basis of your sample size? Yan. You don't have to show for me, you don't have to show the computation of your sample size calculation. The values of important parameters considered in sample size. Components of a sampling, how to select. So, ano, probability ba, non-probability design, procedures to be followed in setting the resolution. If the stratification variables are used, there should be with concise, wider work on multi-stage sampling in use. The sampling units at each level of selection and the corresponding. Yan. So, guys, no, hindi nyo lang i-define yung type of sampling nyo, no? Kailangan nyo i-explicitly explain how did you how did you how were you able to apply random sampling? How did you apply stratified random sampling? Pinaka-common kasi nilalagay sa paper, stratified random sampling. Pero pag sinasabi nila kung paano yung ginawa nila, convenient sampling lang. They went from classroom to classroom. Ganun. So, convenient sampling lang yun. External validity is questionable. When? So, yan, time frame, no? Mahalaga yan. So, time frame, yun. Especially pag mga experimental studies. Alright, type of probability design. Yan. Ilan lang naman to. So, simple random sampling. Napakadali, no? Every element should have an equal chance to be included, no? Patas, patas, patas. So, prepare the sampling frame. Number all the population elements in the sampling from 1 to 100, 1 to 150, 1 to 300. So, ito ang mahirap sa random sampling, guys, no? So, dapat gagawin nyo to kung in-indicate nyo talaga random sampling, no? Ako, sa inyo, especially kung mga students sa University of Baguio, ang marerecommend ko, cluster sampling, no? So, yun yung challenge sa random sampling. You have to number all of the students from 1 to, nyari, 10,000. Ganon. And you will choose a random number, and that random number will be part of your respondent. Hirap, no? Ng simple random sampling. Select the n numbers at random between 1 to n using either lottery method or computer-generated random numbers. Yun, may mga app na rin, di ba? That produces random numbers. Kunyari, ang nakuhang mga number, si number 2, si number 8, number 19, number 25, number 99, number 331. Yan. So, lahat ng mga magubunot, they're part of the sampling units. The population elements in the list whose numbers are correspond to the n numbers will comprise simple random sample. Yan. So, yan. Ito yung valuable sa random sample. You make sure everyone has a chance to be part. Walang bias, di ba? So, stratified random sampling. So, ganun rin. Pag random sampling, ibig sabihin, you still assign numbers, no? Pero, ang first step mo is you will group them into strata or two groups. Two strata or groups, no? So, characteristic of stratified random sampling is used when the investigator wants to ensure that groups of interest or subsections of the public considered important for the study are adequately represented. Kunyari, example, sex is your variable, no? So, maganda, dapat equal amount of female ang makukuha mo, equal amount of male ang makukuha mo. So that each of the variables are well represented. Ganun. So, kung year level yung gusto mo, yan. So, dapat patas-patas, well represented yung first year, second year, third year, and fourth year students. So, so the challenge is grouping them into the correct subsection. Yan. So, you group them into strata, you have a population, you have a stratification variable. Paano mo sila group? Kunyari, mga bachelor level, master's level, doctorate level, mga vocational level. Yun yung mga strata. No? And each strata, dapat apat yung makukuha mo equal. Each strata will be equally represented. Ha? Yun ang stratified random sampling. So, example, in this study, so we have, they want to compare between the rural and the urban people, something like that. So, Yung population, we have 800 households. 320 sa urban area or 80 sa rural area. Yung sampling nila is 200 lang. So, ang kukunin nila, 80 na taga-urban and 120 na rural. So, pag simple random sampling, so list all the 800 household. So, kunyari, from number 1 household, maglalagyan mo ng label 1 to 800. No? At tapos, ang goal mo kasi, makakuha ng 80 na urban. So, bubunot ka ng 80 na numbers, no? Select 200 numbers at random between 100 to 180. Ay, hindi pa, so pag random sampling, hindi mo na kailangan i-group. Kung may makuha kang 5 na urban, tapos 100 5 na rural. Ganun yun eh. Kasi simple random sampling. So, yung sa 800, basta bubunot ka ng 200 numbers. Pag stratified sampling, you group them in urban areas and you group them into rural areas. Yan. So, sa urban areas, bubunot ka ng 80 numbers. Sa rural area, bubunot ka ng 120 number. So, yung strata na pinili nila is urban and rural. Okay. So, based on the proportion on the population, 320, tapos 80 yung kunin nila, for 80 times 180, 120 yung kukunin nila. The urban and rural are well represented. Each subsection or each strata is well represented. So, um, allocation of samples to the different strata by proportional allocation. Ito, barangay AB may 20,000, no? So, 3,000 sa barangay A, 10,000 sa barangay B, and 6,500 sa barangay C. So, barangay C comprises of 32.5% of the population. Barangay B is 2.5% of the population and 15% si Barangay A. So guys, you have to make sure that each barangay is well represented. So kung 32.5% ang kung 32.5% ang population size ni C, no? Kailangan mo ng 200, yung na-compute mo na samples size is 200. Dapat 32.5% of 8 of 250 rin ang kukunin mong respondent sa barangay C. So, 250 times 2 times 0.32.5 equals 81. Na barangay B is almost 52.5%, almost half dapat. So, kunin mo sa barangay B, barangay A, percent, dapat 15% ng 50 si barangay A, no? So, we do proportion, no? I'll add this in your exam. So, please bring a calculator, no? So, dapat proportional, no? So, kung 50%, kunyari, sa population ng medtech, yan. So, kung 50% ng population ng medtech ay puro first years, yan, dapat 50% ng samples mo or respondents mo, kung first year to fourth year ang target mo, dapat 50% ng respondents mo rin, first years. No? So, systematic sampling. So, still, every element has an equal chance of being selected. But there's no more randomization here, no? No more lottery method or number generator. Yan. It is often used under the following condition. The population elements are too many or to number chronologically. Mahirap i-number chronologically. So, parang mas madali itong systematic sampling. No? It is often used in combination with other design. So, to determine the required sample size, so, determine the sampling where, oh, okay. Kala ko dito sa systematic sampling, ikaw yung magde-determine ng interval. Nako-compute pala siya, no? Population over sample. So, select a number at random between 1 to k. Okay, the population element in the frame responding to the random will be the first. Include in the sample survey every case population of the element. Oh, the population element in the frame. May example ba dito? Tingnan natin itong example. So, N is equal to 800 households. Sample size is 200. So, pag systematic sampling, yan, anong gagawin? So, 800 divided by 200 is equal to 4. This means that for every 4 household in the population, 1 household will be selected as sample. Okay, so mamili ka from 1 to 4. Kung kasama yung, basta every 4 household, pipili ka ng isa doon, no? Randomly. Select a random number between 1 to 4. Suppose it's 2. Therefore, the second household in the population to be studied is included as sample. Okay. So, 4 daw yung ano mo, sampling interval mo. So, pili ka. You chose number 2. So, every second household. At in every fourth household, yung number 2 house, yun ay kasama sa study mo. Yeah. Nagre-record naman, no? So, every fourth household will be included. So, house number 2, house number 6, house number 10, house number 14. Yun yung maganda, no? Pag ang hirap nilang i-order. Lagyan ng order. Yan. Ito yung gusto ko. Cluster sampling. This used when a frame for the individual elementary unit is not a frame. However, a frame for groups or clusters of elements is available. Yan. Sometimes your elements are naturally grouped together, no? So that could be easier. The sampling unit is different from the elementary unit. Procedures. Identify the groups or clusters of elementary units. It is best if the sizes of the clusters are not too big and do not vary much from each other. Select a random sample of clusters. All elements in the cluster will be included in the survey. So, ito yung example ko. So how many sections in MLS student second year? So there are 15 sections from LBA to LBO. Yan. So the researchers will draw lots that only 2 sections will be chosen. So kunyari, bumunot ka from LBA to LBO, nabunot mo LBC and LBK. Yan. Therefore, guys, every member of LBC and LBK is part of your respondent. Ganon ang cluster sampling. Yan. So, I recommend that if sa school kayo mag-experiment, no? Do cluster sampling. Yan. So, dyan nagtatapos ang sample designs natin. So, have fun in your data gathering. Bye, guys!